Welcome back to another student discussions here at the University of Tartu. My name is Reina and I am an international student ambassador here. And today with me, we are having some amazing people from the Languages and Cultures program. So here in the studio, we are having Maria, and online, again, we are having Maria, who is in Narva at the moment. So do you guys want to introduce yourself maybe first from Maria in the studio and then Maria in Narva online?
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Maria and I'm studying in the MA program of Foreign Languages and Cultures. I'm the first year and my specialty is English language and literature. So yeah, and originally I come from St. Petersburg, Russia. Yeah.
Amazing. And what about you, Maria?
Hello, everyone. My name is Maria, and I also come from Petersburg, from Russia. I'm a first-year master's student in the Russian as a foreign language, and I'm currently in Narva. That's it.
Amazing. So back to the Maria in the studio. What do you like about the University of Tartu?
I would say the biggest thing is the difference in teaching styles from my Russian university and the University of Tartu is that in here people actually care about you and you can come to your professor and ask them about anything you worry about, any questions you might have related to some theories that you're studying or maybe questions regarding the courses. You can always ask these questions and the professors will be happy to answer you actually. And also the community here, everyone is really interested in studying their program and their subject. So this is very, very good environment.
Amazing. And what about you, Maria, in Narva?
I do agree with my colleague. I can say that the atmosphere in the college is amazing and that the support from the teachers, from our students' community is great. And I really enjoy this study process. And I don't know, I have so many friends here, so many people who support me in my study, and I didn't even expect, so that it's great.
Perfect. What were the things that you didn't expect about the University of Tartu? Especially right now you're in Narva, so...
I really have some experience getting my first education in Russia. So when I compare these two universities, I can see that the difference is great, is big. Maybe the reason is that there is some time gap between my two educations. But here in Narva, I met so many people that are really interested in getting new knowledges, in getting in doing this researches, in making the teaching progress more interesting, more engaging. So that's the most big surprise for me. I didn't expect anything like that. Yes, that's the main reason of my...
Yeah, true. And what about you? What you didn't expect about the University of Tartu?
Well, I didn't expect, as Professor Marling said previously, that you would have to study as much, but I'm actually enjoying all these studies, and that was probably the biggest surprise, that I would enjoy doing the homeworks that I get, and also the number of theories that I'm learning about that I've never heard about before. And they're all so interesting. And now I have this question of what do I want to write my thesis about? Because there's so many theories I want to cover, but there are only 80 pages for that.
Oh my God, that's very interesting. So when you wanted to apply for this program, how did you prepare yourself for it, for applying? Narva. Maria in Narva.
Well, first of all, I had to learn English because I had some problem with it. But secondly, I had to prepare myself psychologically because as I already said, I had a time gap between my educations, so I had to go student from the very beginning, and it was quite challenging for me. The rest is great because I think that Tartu University is great in this process of preparing students for study process. So you don't have to do anything just to pass your exams quite good, and that's all you need to do.
Yeah, perfect. What about you, Maria?
Well, the most difficult task for me was writing the motivation letter because I've never come across such a form of writing before. Of course, I had to pass the English proficiency exam, which was not that difficult because I have studied English previously. And then also in our program, at least, you have to write an essay on a topic that is published on the university website. And I had to do quite a lot of preparations for this essay. I had to find the sources. I had to think through my arguments. That was rather an interesting process than a stressful one, but it still took quite a bit of time.
I'm going to continue with Maria in our studio because you brought up motivation letter, and we all know how motivation letter is important. So do you have any suggestion for the students who wants to apply for the same program that you're studying, that how they can write their motivation letter?
I'm not sure I can actually suggest anything because I have not heard any feedback on my motivation letter. But one thing that I didn't know and that I was worried about is that when you're suggesting a topic for your thesis, it is not, set in stone. You can still change it. So when I came here, I was thinking, oh my God, but I'm not interested anymore in that topic. But turned out that I can change it and nobody cares about what I wrote there. So you have to write it so that the admission committee look at you and understand who you are. After that, it doesn't matter anymore. So that's it.
I'm going to ask the same question from you, Maria, in Narva. What can you suggest?
Yes, writing the motivation letter was quite difficult, but first of all, it was difficult for me personally because I had to write down everything I have on my mind because I had to tell myself what I expect from this program, and I had to answer my own questions, and that was the most difficult thing about that because. You don't have to write anything that doesn't really mean to you. You should write everything just like it is. That's the most important thing in this letter. So if you are really interested in this program, if you are really interested in this research, it's not a problem. It's okay.
Yeah, I would say be truthful, because also with the admission interview, I got a question about who my favorite authors were, and I, panicked a little bit, and I named all of them, which are really different genres, really different time periods. And I thought, well, I failed everything with this answer, but it turned out that actually it was, a better part of my interview because I showed who I really am, and that is really important for the professors so that they know how you behave in class and whether you will be an interesting interlocutor or not.
Exactly. Like they're usually suggesting to be yourself and say everything as honest as
Yes.
possible. So we are having a question about how international is your program, especially in Narva. Because whenever we are speaking about Narva, we usually say, because it's near the Russian border, so we think that the majority of them are Russian. So how international is your program?
Well, our program is international, but all the students from my program this year, students are from Russia, or they speak Russian, because all the we have lections in Russian, so the study progress and the study process is in Russian language. So, but it is normal because we study to teach Russian as a foreign language. So we have to speak and we have to write and understand Russian perfectly. That's it. But there is no problem for any foreign student to enter this program, because, if you master the Russian language quite good, it's not a problem.
Amazing. What about you? Like, how international is your program?
My program, I would say, is really diverse, because we have people from Pakistan, we have people from the Netherlands, from the US, we have people from all over the world, basically. Pretty much every single continent is covered. So you have a lot of different people to talk to and a lot of different cultures to learn.
Beautiful. So Maria, since you're in Narva, we would like to know more about life in Narva as a student, and generally how is living in Narva?
Well, Narva is a very nice and small town near the Russian border, but it is very beautiful, very romantic, especially in autumn. And it is very green. If you come here in summer, you can see a beautiful river, and there are very many places to go for a walk, to go hiking. You can visit the sea or go somewhere else. It is a very beautiful place. When we say about the student's life, Narva is a quiet place, and I can't say that here are many nightclubs or bars, but I can say I'm sure that Narva is a perfect place to study in, because it's like you don't have to have a car, you don't have to catch taxi or to spend much time going from one end of the town to another. Everything is very close, and the community of students is quite small, and it is very comfortable, and you feel yourself like in a campus of a big university. Everything is very simple and quite great. I don't know. I like it. And I would like to add that I came here with my family, with my children. And for many students, it is a very big problem if you have a family already, and just to live with your family and to study. And it's not a problem in Narva. It is quite comfortable.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for your information about Narva. So here in the studio, what is the the life in Tartu looks like for you, especially?
Well, it's really active. You can have a lot of parties if you want that, because there are some bars, there are a lot of restaurants and cafes. You can hang out with your friends. I personally am not big on going out, so I spend most of my time at the library. But the library here is really beautiful. It's really cozy. So, spending time there is really, really nice. And but if you want to go out, you can go to cinemas, you can go to different shopping centers. You can go out to eat, or you can stay in and, just chill out.
Nice. Do you stay in a dormitory?
No, I'm living outside the dormitory, but dormitories here are really nice. There are 4 options, and they're quite affordable for international students. So don't hesitate to choose the dormitory, because, again, the community is really nice and you can find a lot of friends there.
And what about you? Where do you stay in Narva? Do you stay in dormitory or like out of dormitory?
No, I don't stay in dormitory, but I know my several colleagues of mine. They stay there, and it is quite new. It was fully renovated several years ago, and it is very beautiful. You can see some pictures online, I guess. And well, if you want to find an apartment somewhere in the town, it's not a problem, and the prices are quite affordable in Narva.
Beautiful. Since I'm speaking with you, Maria, in Narva, so what is your favorite course in your program so far?
You know, I like the courses connected to my profession, because the most important of them is the Russian language morphology and syntaxes and so on. The courses connected to the linguistics, they are the best, and I guess this is the most the biggest joy for me to study this field and to study these courses. That's the most important for me.
Thank you. And what about you? What is your favorite course in your program?
It won't be so difficult to just pick one.
I know, but...
Well, I would say one of the best courses I've had last semester, which was my first semester, was the Transmedial Dystopian Fiction course. I took it both because it fits my research interest and it sounded really interesting. And we generally discussed dystopias, apocalypse stories. We had to watch films and analyze them from the perspective of the apocalypse. We also had to read The Handmaid's Tale. So it was really interesting, and it kind of opened, your view on the dystopian novels slightly more. Even though I read a lot of dystopias previously, I learned so much new. And it is actually the course offered by the German department, but it was given in English. So even if there are courses in different languages, the different language departments, you might still be able to take them.
Beautiful. Do you have a special library in your faculty, in your department?
We do. Right now, we are in a different building because the main building is renovated, but it will be finished in summer. And from the stories that I've heard, the library in our main building is really beautiful and really cozy. But even the library in the temporary building is also really nice. And yeah, you can come there and it's really quiet, and the staff there is really nice. And if you have any questions, they will be very glad to answer them.
Thank you. Maria, you spoke about Narva and bringing your family to Narva. There is a question here for you that somebody asked if she asked, can I bring my family if they are just Russian speaking and and the English is not good? So these are like some sort of questions for you. And also another question for you. Can you improve English and Estonian in Narva? What is your answer?
Well, it's not a problem if you don't speak English very well. As you see, I'm not professional in this field, so it's not a problem. And you can get some course of English here in Narva College. As a student of the University of Tartu, you can assist the courses, any courses of the University of Tartu, if you want to. You have this right, and so you can do some courses. And plus, we have here, as far as I know, we have here in college some language clubs. So the students meet and speak English and Estonian, and so it's not a problem here in Narva. And the first question was about the family that doesn't speak English and Estonian. It's not a problem in Narva because the Narva is a Russian-speaking town, and if you speak Russian, you will feel yourself quite good here.
Thank you for that one. So
It doesn't mean that you shouldn't learn the Estonian language.
that's true. What about you? Can you here like easily take Estonian course? Are you studying Estonian or something?
It's fairly easy to take an Estonian course. It might be more difficult in the first semester, in the autumn semester, because everybody is registering, but they constantly add more spots so that you can actually take the course. I am not taking Estonian courses right now because I'm focusing on other subjects, but I am actually definitely planning to take them next semester, because while it is comfortable to live here without Estonian because the majority of people speak English, it just feels nice to be able to speak Estonian to Estonians, you know.
Yeah, that's true. It's always nice to speak the people's language a little bit. Okay, for the last sentences for this student discussion, is there anything specific that you want to suggest to the students who wants to apply for your programs, specifically the one in Narva, because we are receiving a lot of messages about that. So is there any special suggestion that you can just let us know about it for a little, like probably 30 seconds, something?
Yes, I can suggest you to be prepared to the serious study, because to study the Narva colleges is not very easy. You can spend very much time studying, but it is very interesting and engaging. And if you do like linguistics, and if you do want to become a good teacher, it's good, it's great. The second thing is that although it is very easy to live in Narva speaking just Russian, that doesn't mean you shouldn't learn Estonian, because if you do want to stay here in Estonia, to travel, to work here, you have to speak Estonian, and that's a very important thing to know.
True, thank you. And what about you?
Certainly do not be afraid to apply, even if you previously studied something else. The professors here are really nice, and they will help you reach the heights that you want to reach and gain the knowledge that you don't have yet and that you want to have. And also be prepared to read a lot, because we have literature classes, we have key text class where we have to read a lot of scientific articles, but everything that you will read is interesting and will help you further in life. So while you're reading a lot, it's definitely helping you.
Thank you. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. And this was the end of our discussion. And hope to see you guys in another student discussion. Stay tuned.